Hi, welcome to AFTV. I've got Dan Potts with me. We've just drawn 0-0 to Newcastle at the Emirates. First, you've just come straight from the stadium, so I want to get your feelings and your thoughts from the game. But also, you just came in saying, I thought it'd be a thriller, 3-2. I predicted all this, but it was a 0-0. And I'll be honest, it felt, when you started watching the game, it didn't feel like there was going to be any openings from either side.
Listen, the reason I actually went for a 3-2 win tonight. Yeah. And the reason I went for that was because I expected Newcastle to just come and give it to us. And they didn't. And maybe we shouldn't be surprised that they didn't, because they've come with a game plan. Yep. They've gone for a 0-0. They've got the 0-0 and they move on. And you see what Eddie Howe is doing with this team at the moment. They're very, very hard to break down. Yeah. They're very well balanced side. But he's learned a lot off the Diego Simeone time, the Klopp time. You can see a little bit of all of that in Newcastle. Yeah. They can be intense. They can be hard to break down. They can be good defensively. And unfortunately, we got the good defensively tonight. But I will say, when I look at the 27th minute and they're wasting time, I know straight away, this game's not going to be what I thought. Yeah. This is going to be a game where they're going to come, make it hard. All of them are lying down on the floor.
I know.
And I have to say, particularly in the first half, the ref completely lost control of that game. Right? I understand the yellow card comes out, rightly so. Then he just starts booking everyone. And I'm thinking, so Eddie got booked for, I didn't see much that he did wrong. Odegaard got booked, didn't see much that he did wrong. And then they're getting their bookings as well. And I'm thinking, either I don't mind the referee giving out yellow cards and say and keep being consistent with it and saying, look, it ain't going to be one of them games, otherwise I'm going to send you off. But when he starts doing this, I'm thinking, you've completely lost control now, referee. And I think they were taking the mick out of him most of the game, Newcastle. I think they saw some of his weaknesses and thought, I'm going to try this guy. Nick Pope, I mean, is he still there now trying to kick the ball out? Do you know what I mean? Like, no yellow cards from him. All game he's kicking the ball. Listen, I understand some of its tactics and you do waste time. But some of that I'd like to see cut out, if I'm honest with you. And I think the World Cup needs to come back into this. Yeah. Add that time on, because it would stop that instantly for me. So they come with that game plan, Newcastle, and it worked for them, man.
Yeah, we saw Mikel Arteta getting very frustrated with the added minutes being 5 minutes. You're right. I think they just bring the World Cup minutes added on, because that was way too short, Dan. And I want to also say, is it a credit to Arsenal that, you know, teams are time wasting in the 27th minute. We're going to probably see a lot of that considering the position we are on the table. And, you know, the Emirates, we haven't lost there. So do you think you're going to see more of that? Is it going to get annoying?
I think so, because it was funny. Matisse said to me last night, I did a show with Matisse, and he said, I've seen most teams come and try and do something against Arsenal, and it hasn't worked. What do you think people could do? And I almost said, and I didn't say it because I didn't want it to come true, I almost said kick us. Right? I almost said kick us, because the way we're playing, the only way to stop us is to break up play, kick us, keep fouling us. Newcastle did that tonight, man. They did that tonight and it worked. Now, both teams could have won the game, to be honest, because it's one of those, it was tight and narrow. But I do think that in terms of the quality, Arsenal just had an edge on them. Now, I can kind of understand why you don't want to come to the Emirates and play football and try and match us, because you probably will lose the way we're playing at the 100%. Moment. So they thought about that. Eddie Howe's not silly. He's come in there and he thought, look, I don't think we're really in a title race. I think statistically we are. But if we just don't lose this game, we can go back and concentrate on the next.
Does that worry you though, Dan? Does that worry you? Because, listen, on the match day live, people were saying, we're so used to winning that it feels like a loss when we get a draw. And we was like, well, it is a bit harsh, but we are at home. And then when we go away to them, it's now a lot more pressure.
Listen, they're a good side as well. We have to look at that. We can't sit there and expect to play 90 minutes of football unbelievably like we have been every single game. When a team comes like that with their best defensive record that we've seen in this league this season, they're going to make it tough. And that's what they did. I was surprised, if I'm honest, because I really did think they'd give us a go. Because I thought they would have probably fancied the chances of how well they've been playing and thought, let's just go and give Arsenal a go. Let's scare them. They were a little bit scared of us.
They were.
And they wanted to change their game plan, and it worked for them. But listen, we still had some good performances out there tonight in terms of individually. I thought Zinchenko was quality today. I thought he was really good. I thought Thomas Partey is just that guy is ridiculous. I'm sorry, that guy, when he gets on the ball and he goes some, he's so important to us, mate. It is unbelievable. You know, Gabriel and Saliba at times out there slippy tonight. You'd think, oh, what's going on? Some of their moments were really good. I thought Ben White, Tommy Yasu did well when he come on. And then going forward, I've got to say this, like, I felt Saka and Martinelli tonight, as much as I love them and think they were class in parts, they were getting completely 2 or 3 players on them
every time,
and it worked. They just could not get round them, and I don't expect them to be honest. I'm gonna say it. I think Eddie should have scored.
I'm
gonna say it.
Dan.
I'm gonna say it. I think he should have scored. There's nothing against him. It was, we can say it's a good save.
It was a good save.
You can say it's a good save. It was a good save. But I look at that chance and I think you have to put it in, man.
Weak foot.
Listen, that could be, we could be sitting here now saying Eddie Nketiah, he's got 3 and 3, he's got the 1-0, he's got the win, and we're not saying it. I'd like to see it again. Maybe it's an unbelievable save. I don't know, but I'd like to fancy his chances there, man. As a striker, I'll be disappointed if I didn't put that away.
Apart from that, though, his game in general?
I like what I see in terms of his development this season. I've said it a few times off the ball. I think his presence is better. He's definitely stronger. I think off the ball, I've seen a huge progression with him. At times today, I think that people will not recognise some of the stuff he was doing because it wasn't out of this world amazing. Do you know when you get like the trickery from Martinelli and Saka, you think, oh, superb. Sometimes Eddie doesn't have that. Today, actually, I thought he was got a good game.
He did.
I can't sit there and say it about a game, but I am going to call him out for that because he's a striker. I want my number 9s putting them in. Fair play. Nick Pope might have made a great save, and maybe it's harsh if I haven't seen it again. But for me, I'm sitting there thinking, I wanted you to put that in, man. I really did. And I think what I wanted more was, I really liked the way that he shut everyone up against West Ham, shut everyone up against Brighton. I just wanted him to put that in. So maybe I'm like disappointed because it didn't happen. But listen, it was a performance that we can walk away from. Now 8 points clear. Yeah. We know that Man City have got to do the business against Chelsea. And if you would have given me that, bruv, in the new year, I would have taken it, mate. Yeah. So, you know, we look at that. We go into 2 big games now at Tottenham and Man United. And it's going to be very difficult. We know it is. Form goes out the window against those I'm not going to say it, against Tottenham Hotspur. And then you've got Man United, which at home you'd like to expect that you'd have a good game because we've had good records against them over the years, but they're playing well at the moment as well. So we take this point, we move, and there's no damage done, there's no need to lose our heads. It didn't happen for us tonight in terms of 3 points, but we didn't play badly, and there's certainly a lot of positives you can take from it, man. So we move.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.